Dark Zero still fighting to confirm that top 2 spot. They are looking very good, but if something goes horribly wrong, say they get 7-0'd or 7-1'd or 7-2'd, they would fall below SSG in round differential, and Sonic could jump above them as well. So DZ needing 3 rounds to lock down that top 2, and then I believe a regulation win would lock in first place for Dark Zero. So a little to play for. M80, they're just here for a good time, here to showcase what they can do and get some bragging rights over Dark Zero.
I received this message and says, hold on one second here. Say hi to Jesse for me and tell him he's doing great, and that comes courtesy of my mother. So there you go. She wants to say some nice things to you while we are on the broadcast.
I'm a big fan of Entero Mom. I think she's one of my favorite moms in the scene.
I'm very glad that you can feel that way. Congratulations. She'll be very happy to hear this as well.
I'm sure she will. She's a lovely woman. Smoke will provide some cover for NJR to push up. One of the best Glads players that we have in North America. He does love this operator hunting in the basement. Nafe actually finds the entry. Takes down Spoit, man of the hour for M80. He's been their top performer. Another player caught on these main stairs. Pamba, he lets Citizen slip away, perhaps? Citizen doesn't want it to slip away, though. He has Cameraman up here on the elevator, and so they want to go for a big double swing. This could be deadly if Pambazoo's not careful.
1 minute left in the round, and the Glass has now inched even closer to the bomb site inside of Garage, and he's going to hold a very pivotal cross. All the while, DZ goes to work. Still 3 Toxic Babes in pocket of Kino. NJR needs to get into position, and DZ are worried about stalling out. Kobe, 1 pick on the Cameraman. That's one Nitro Cell down, and now it's Kino chased away through the soft destruction. He'll have to retrieve that Toxic Babe. Citizen eliminating NJR, trying to sprint to the top. Pambazoo stops him in his tracks. And it's Hyper in a 1v2 with the diffuser running away. Hold on against his former team. What can he muster? It's Pambazoo holding court above. Hyper will look for a 3rd kill as he now goes on to the diffuser. Pambazoo will rotate out and go for a drop. It at least chases Hyper off of that position. No drop yet for Pambazoo. As Hyper goes on, a flash goes down. Hyper gets off it yet again. Why does Pambazoo keep looking towards blue? Does he not hear Hyper on that diffuser? Down he'll go, and it's, at this point, you're just going to have to go for the kill. Pambazoo will do it. He handles that one perfectly, and round 1 goes to DZ.
He attempted the clutch there. He got 2 good kills. Actually, very impressive for his ability to bring that one so close. But that is one of the hardest retakes in all of Siege.
They'll turn tail and go to the middle floor. Now, because why bother going back to the same bomb site you just lost? It's a very quick push as well. Look at that. Sen's wall goes off. There's a Glass positioned. More Sen's play from their gadget, and Kobe will walk in. Nitro Cell goes off, and Hyper is prepared and waiting. They've lost the fog of war on the side of Dark Zero. Secondary pistol in the hands of Hyper. Citizen is the first to die. Nafe gets 1, but M80 slaughtering Dark Zero as they looked for that very quick entry. Nitro Cell taking out the gadgetry of Sen's puts both NJR and Beaulo in such a tough spot, especially when you factor that M80 doubles up in terms of player count. And now NJR and Beaulo will have to go back to the drawing board, and that drawing board seems to be positioned over towards square. Spoit torn through the wall. Kino trades it right back. Spoit still retrievable, but Kino, Hyper, and Spoit are in very, very rough shape. That's given a prime opportunity for NJR, who collects one on the Spoit. He's got a great gun in hand. He's got so much work to do, Jesse.
Feels impossible, and it is impossible as Hyper cleans things up. A fantastic start for the newest member of M80. His most recent couple of games have been very, very strong. Twitch is not available in this game, so of course that makes clearing out those Goyo canisters very difficult. Still, Beaulo works his way around the zap of the bulletproof camera, managed to clear out some of that utility, and despite the limited resources, I really like the way that they've used these forest drones. Basically every piece of utility, including the wall, have been completely eliminated by Beaulo. They've set themselves up for a great 5v5 execute as soon as these Toxic Babes run out.
You've just got to wait out this utility, whether it's the Goyo canisters, whether it's the Tachanka Molotovs, whether it's a gas, flames, what have you. Kino, the very first player to strike first, deep inside of lockers, looking all the way to CCTV. Hyper will do some damage as well, and Nafe has to peel off of the spot. NJR, the very first kill for Dark Zero. Right now, the numbers favoring M80, and there's a Nitro Cell lined up as well. He's completely blind, but Citizen tosses it out. It's shot away. The toxic gas will linger. It doesn't do enough damage to Nafe. He's the only one standing. As once again, M80 have been so successful here. They will double up and get him down. It looked like the shotgun as well as Citizen's secondary to deal some serious damage, and 4 players from M80 will survive as they easily counter disable and they take the lead over Dark Zero. I like what Dark Zero's brought. It's a very, very good lineup that works in a lot of ways, and Beaulo's actually going to bring the DMR, which is something you don't always see on the Flores. That's the same DMR that's brought by Blackbeard. It does an awful lot of damage.
That's going to stay up for now. Inside of Lone Office, Hyper will flick through the cams, and they're not going to get that wall open, most likely, meaning that Dark Zero will have to resort to other means to get their way in, and this is certainly one of them. An upside-down Spider-Man rappel. It will find a kill on a cameraman. A brilliant play from Nafe.
Nafe has had some very pronounced struggles so far this stage in terms of killing. What he brings to the table, though, is usually leadership. Not this round, though. And M80 are feeling the heat. Dark Zero have only lost about 40 HP across the entire team. Logic Bomb will go out, and Citizen was slowed down for a moment. 2 very quick kills back-to-back for Dark Zero as they equalize.
Hyper is on our newest operator as well, Scopos. Could try to do something sneaky. Currently just playing in cafeteria here. Doesn't want to get 2-2 out of the blue, but can move around if he needs to. Can rotate to that second off. And here we go. The Blitz is in archives and giving a horrible time to Citizen.
2 kills for Nafe. We say his name and suddenly he is dominating for Dark Zero. And amidst the smoke, he's going to plant that one. Soft destruction for Cameraman as he goes for the drop. Pambazoo eliminated by Spoit as the timer will now run. Whatever remained in the round is gone. That shield still on the board means that if you can isolate a pick, the Blitz will be so good. Kobe's in the corner. They don't seem to know he's there. Cameraman closing in. He wins the duel. Numbers will be even yet again, and Nafe is far removed from that diffuser while Beaulo will find his way to the top blue. I don't necessarily like how far removed Dark Zero are from the objective. Beaulo will be a sight line away from picking them off. Shooting through the barricade, down goes Cameraman, and now it's Spoit to deal with the shield and Beaulo as the Blitz runs ever closer. Spoit just continuing to keep him at bay, and he's as good as gone. See ya later. DZ wins the round. They regain the lead. They've got 3 rounds in the first half. 4-2 is definitely possible.
Winning a 1v1 against Spoit certainly is easier when you've got a Blitz right in front of you blinding him, isn't it, Beaulo?
As Citizen's having a rough go of it, 1-4 to start this first half, ignoring the stats from the very first round as well, but me oh my. Beaulo eliminating Cameraman. This looks like the first half is going to go in favor of Dark Zero. For a map like Bank, Jesse, it's only been played a single time prior to this matchup, and it was a very defender-sided match. 7 rounds won by the defenders to 3 for the attackers. DZ in a 5v2 with just a little over a minute to go. You're in good shape to ride it out for the rest of this map. There's a lot of angles that they're going to need to watch. Only 1 toxic canister remains. It's been thrown out. Bullets will whiz by through that soft wall. There's a flank coming in, an unfortunate team kill. It's all for naught. Kino is the only player remaining. He takes out Kobe, so no flawless round irrespective of the team kill, but DZ gets the final pick as that diffuser was going down, and Dark Zero takes the first half 4-2. Man, NJR usually has some level of expression on his face, but the boys locked in this match. M80, 12 points, Dark Zero, 18. They have clinched a top 2 spot, and man, they could be putting this one away pretty quickly. I like what they brought on defense, but they've already suffered the first casualty. Spoit eliminating Nafe. That's a very quick one. Citizen finding Kobe as well. And another on to Pambazoo. They were not expecting the Nook to be so close. Dark Zero have 1 player left with a minute 20. Hold on. God damn, what a fast start for M80. A flawless entry, and it's done in the first minute and 40 seconds. That's the tempo that you want to set when you've got ground to make up and you know that the second half might be a little bit trickier. DZ have their work cut out for them after that round. Yeah, a player like Citizen is always somebody you have to worry about. He can be 1-8 on the day, which admittedly happens very infrequently, if almost never, but yeah, he can still drop a 4K in a round and then get a 3K the next round, and oh, look at that, he's 8-8. Wow, what an incredible performance by him. And that's honestly why a player like Citizen always finds himself landing on the top teams.
Once they start walking the Blitz up to the top floor, it could be very, very difficult for Kobe to stay alive. He's the one that's trying to exist in this position. He knows he's spotted as well, but he does take the swing, loses to Citizen regardless. An unfortunate opening death coming out from Kobe. He will not be active for the rest of this round. One player down below, that's Nafe. They're not going to worry too much about him because they've got the cutoff. It's Cameraman down on the main floor to be able to find that kill from that outside garage, a long angle. That's a two-man lead, and Kino is barreling up the main stairs.
M80 in control at the moment. They have another player in their line of sight. The legs of Beaulo seen. NJR with not just 1 kills, but 2. He and Pambazoo will have to clutch out this round if Dark Zero want to be successful, if they want their lead to be maintained. If they're not, it's M80 tying things up. Hyper doesn't expect Pambazoo to be this close, and now Pambazoo will get aggressive towards the stairs and catches Cameraman looking. Spoit now in a 1v2 clutch. He'll swing on in. Surely they must have heard that. Repelling is by no means a quiet part of this game. 15 seconds left. To hunt for kills, he sees one over in conference. Gets NJR, almost gets Pambazoo. Good lord. Only a player as mechanically skilled as Spoit could have almost pulled that one off. M80 have plenty of gunners on the team, none of whom are really far above positive numbers, but they're looking to try and clear out this top floor. Have they got it done? Yes, it is. Multiple players from DZ just scrambling off of that top floor, heading for the hills. Pambazoo taken down. Nafe will follow. Cameraman picking up a double. I have no idea where these players died from. Oh my, both on the stairs. Damo still on the board, Zero still on the board, a Blitz still on the board, and Dark Zero now only have 2 players remaining as NJR's been dropped. Spoit's taken out. NJR might be retrievable, but it's just Kobe and Beaulo at the moment on their feet.
This is a problem site that can be very difficult to hold on, though. There goes a C4, takes down Kino, a good start. Kobe lands that one, looking for the follow-up, too. He knows he's going to be pressured with his position revealed. He's on multiple drones at the moment, too. At the same time, Beaulo getting tracked by the Deimos. The Deagle comes out, but Kobe will be a little bit secured. He's now going to have to clutch a 1v3 as his teammate of Beaulo has fallen from the vertical angle.
This is such a tough spot to be in. They know exactly where he is as well. Does he re-aggress and take the engagement? No, he wants to fight somewhere else. And now he'll be watched by the Deimos. As Citizen tracks his position and can give it to the rest of the teammates, Kobe will be on the move inside of open area. That position at square had not been relinquished yet, and it's an easy drop from Hyper to win the round for M80. And they're within 1. Yet again, because we're a minute into this round, Jesse, and Dark Zero have already suffered the first death. Goodbye, Pambazoo. That's a long time to play into a 4v5. And Citizen was on the hunt. Multiple players from Dark Zero looking for another kill. Now over towards Printer. Cameraman eliminating Kobe. Beaulo firing away, but M80 just hitting all of their shots. Is this sloppiness from DZ on these fights? They continuously come up empty-handed.
Yeah, bomb site's in a basement, by the way. We've got gunfights all over the map, but none of them anywhere near where the site is at. Dark Zero, in less than half the round, have lost a lot of bodies. The problem is they ran an attacking defensive lineup that doesn't have any plant denial, really. A little bit of toxic babes. But because they didn't have that, they knew they had to get aggressive in this early round. That was the game plan from the start. But as things get worse and worse, the need for aggression becomes greater and greater. Now hold on, because NJR with a pick onto Kino will grab the defuse kit and down it inside of open area. The Deimos will force him to retreat, though, so he has now just 1 minute to stall out.
NJR again being watched by this Deimos. A smart idea to keep those depth tracks towards the very end of the round, but these SAS operators with a shotgun, they can keep it close, and the Deimos has gone around the corner. He's got a shotgun of his own. The same shotgun, in fact, but it's Spoit to get the job done first.
We're seeing some brilliant Flores play come out of Citizen. We saw it earlier in the game from Beaulo as well. Citizen will get value out of all 4 of those Rotero drones, stealing some very important utility, taking it all off of the board, meaning that VIP room, that stock room, is going to be really tough for Dark Zero to hold on to. The Capital Bolt will also make Kanto difficult to hold on to. The Firebolt will try to deny any type of bandit tricking, but the bandit tricks come out nonetheless. Cameraman, EMPs come out right after, and so it's not going to be too big of a problem. But even still, that's really good utility play from start to finish out of M80. They have gotten basically everything that they could have wanted out of this early round. Shields cleared out, you've gotten the Kanto wall open, player on rappel. Cameraman can sit here through the entirety of the round and just hold this very important angle on the hallway, allowing the rest of M80 to use these candelas, use these smokes, and go for a big execution.
Not a lot of time to work with Jesse. 40 seconds as they pick apart this soft destruction. There goes one of those fire bolts. Candelas will rain out as well. Hyper, the very first pick. He was looking for Pambazoo. He gets it. A swing in from Kino as DZ are aligned properly to tackle these repels, but they need to win their duels, and they're not accomplishing it just yet. Back and forth these teams will go. DZ finally hitting their marks. Diffuser in the hands of Kino, who's doing so much work, but he's got to get that case down. And he needs salvation inside of the site. He's all alone. DZ looking for the knockout punch. Kino runs out of time, and DZ survives long enough to get match point. 1 point for DZ. They cannot lose in regulation. That is huge.
Kino chose to push deep because I think he realized that his teammates were falling and he needed to get those kills. If they had any chance of winning that round, he certainly got a lot of them, but it wasn't going to be enough. If they maybe had gone for a more plant-focused strategy, got that smokes out, got that Diffuse get on the ground, perhaps could have had better success. All the credit to Dark Zero, though, for, of course, holding down that site. They didn't have many strong positions that they could play, but it didn't seem to matter.
As for the top, the final match of the day is Cloud9 Beast Coast against Sonics. If Sonics prevail with all 3 points, they could finish first, but that depends on what happens in this matchup, Jesse. And DZ just gave themselves a big leg up towards 3 points. Beaulo getting shredded by Kino, who picks up more than one. Pambazoo also drops after Kobe had started off the killing in this round.
One of the best sniper players that we see, but he finally gets punished by NJR, who's also familiar with that operator. We saw him rocking it through the first couple of rounds. Beaulo gets picked up, so it's not 2, but just 1 kill from Tino on that glass. Means that it is a 3v4 as they look for the final execute. Cameraman makes his way over now. They have a lot of horizontal control. Hyper up above. What can they do with it?
Well, you're seeing it right here. Kobe is down for the count, and more bullets are tossed on in from the DMR in the hands of Cameraman, who just inches around towards this door frame, looking into open area, holding this angle. All the while, Hyper and Spoit need to get in and do some damage as well. All of DZ tucked away in corners, awaiting these engagements. Beaulo will jump on in next. Across from Beaulo, but Hyper's better in the engagement. Now it's Cameraman and Hyper left to clash, drawing their focus. NJR on very limited HP. Nafe will need to clutch as Hyper gets Diffuser down. Can Nafe get summoned into action? No, we go to overtime. M80 denies DZ all 3 points.
Dark Zero in full control of this top floor. They've gotten, I believe, all the hatches open. I didn't see if lobby hatch opened or not, but they certainly had the ability to open it if they wanted it. Air jabs are a good way to try to counter this clash. The fire already coming out as well as it starts to burn. Can Cameraman get out of this situation? No. The air jab comes through and he does die. Okay.
Oh my. Well, that's the answer, I guess, to the question of what's going to happen with the clash. And that's a huge operator to lose. This much time still remaining. Look at the lineup on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. All 3 toxic canisters are still in pocket for Kino. He was sensational before with blanketing that entry point and doing some damage along the way. DZ will have to wait out the flames of the Goyo canister, as those are the Rotero drones from Beaulo being used to blow them up so that M80 won't have the time to do it themselves. Kino, with 30 seconds left, will now start to use those toxic canisters. All the while, NJR is looking for a drop inside a vault. He can do some serious damage if nobody from M80 is looking in that direction. And with Cameraman dead, there will be 1 fewer player that can watch these angles. Pambazoo gets the job done, and suddenly, DZ takes Vault. It's got Citizen's attention elsewhere. 2 quick kills, though, from both Spoit and Citizen. Put it back into a 3v3. DZ chews through them. Nafe pulls off the diffuser, meaning that even though there was less than 10 seconds remaining, the timer will extend the life of both of these teams. A shot through the wall right as it looked like M80 were getting in position, and Nafe does it all himself in the final moments. DZ on match point of overtime. M80 running with not an unconventional lineup, but some operators you don't see a ton of for this bomb site. A Buck and a Maverick. Oh, where did it go? That thing had a mind of its own.
All right.
I am very confused by that one, but sure enough, what can you do? Anyway,
More good Flores usage coming out. We see both teams using this operator extremely well. When Twitch is banned, you tend to see a lot of Flores. And here's the gunfight. Snape has entered into the site. He's, of course, flanking back on that Scopos. Has gotten 2 big kills. Spoit and Cameraman thought that they had a gap, but no. Shut down by the captain of Dark Zero. And now Citizen, Hyper, and Kino in a 3v5. Plenty of time to play with, but a desperation as they have now lost all of their teammates to try to win this push.
Not exactly where you need to be. Dark Zero is just absolutely demolishing them. And M80 wanted this victory. They wanted to stun Dark Zero. DZ could not get it done in regulation, but it seems all but certain at this point that they'll do it in OT. 2 rounds in a row for Dark Zero will guarantee them those 2 points. It'll give Sonics an opportunity to catch up, though. This is an opening that they can take advantage of. DZ will win the round flawlessly and grab those 2 points, but the ultimate goal of securing first with a regulation victory is not met. All the same, a spirited contest between 2 teams, very evenly matched on a very even map, results in us needing 14 of those 15 rounds.
A great game. I don't think Dark Zero are going to be too upset by that one. They will happily take their bye through the first round. Mission is accomplished, and they still have a very good chance of securing first as well. Will be in the hands of Sonics to ultimately figure out how that one goes. But I don't think DZ are going to be upset. They played exceptionally today, and they should be feeling very proud.